Hola, it's Kaipachu with the weekly Pele report. Happy solstice. Winter solstice in the northern hemisphere and summer solstice in the southern. Longest night in the north, longest day in the south. Big turning point, big turning point. And not only that, but by Friday, we have a new moon. So it's another turning point, right? From the balsamic ending to a new beginning. And then we got the new year coming. It's like new. Jupiter in Aries, new. Actually, that new moon is going to be square Jupiter, right? It's at 1 degree 33 minutes of Capricorn. And Jupiter is right there at 0 degrees of Aries still. So, wow. Yeah, Sun, Moon, square Jupiter. I will be talking about that. And of course, the Sun moves from Sag into Capricorn. That's why they call it, that is the turning point, the solstice. Yeah. So, in the meantime, so then we're going to have the Sun in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn. It's a goat party. Oh my God. And Venus trines Uranus. Uranus is over there in Taurus, another earth sign. So we got a lot of earth going on here. Earth and fire, right? Jupiter, Chiron in Aries, some fire. And I mean, so the other thing is that Chiron, speaking of Chiron, Chiron is stationing now and going direct on Friday. So that's our big time. So we've got, Venus, Mercury, Pluto, Sun, and Capricorn, joined by the moon. And by Saturday, the moon goes into Aquarius. Yeah. And on Christmas Day, we have the moon in trine to Mars and square Uranus and sextile Chiron. By Monday, she joins together with Saturn, okay, and then moves into Pisces by Tuesday. So I want to be talking about that. I want to be talking a little bit more about Mars still retrograding and Mercury. It's a little early, but Mercury is going to be going retrograde a week from tomorrow, a week from Thursday. So I think I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. Let me just look at the camera and yeah. All right. I got too much bad press on that microphone, man, so I'm going for it, and I hope everything is fine. As usual. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's so much to talk about here. I'm preparing for my talk. Number one, mark the date. I changed it, but I changed the date. I'm doing the truth about 2023 and what to do about it. And this is a talk where, it's going to be uncensored. I'm going to be putting it on my website. And it is December 30th. December 30th. It's going to be 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 o'clock East Coast time. Yeah, like dinner time over there in the European Union. So I'm looking at the year ahead, and then I've got this lunar planner I need to write today. So I'm looking at the month ahead, and then I have this report, which is just a weekly report, but I can't keep all that other stuff out of my head. Particularly with this Sabian symbol for the new moon. It's a little disturbing because these Sabian symbols are normally very inspiring, very positive, very hopeful, and this one is not so much that way. Yeah? Let me read it to you. This is the second degree of Capricorn. 3 rose windows. Rose, like the rose cross, the Rosicrucians. It has to do with the heart. It has to do with love. Yes? 3 rose windows in a Gothic church. 1 damaged by war. Very, very, very few Sabian symbols mention war. And this is setting the tone for this month. Through Christmas, through New Year's, right into, you know, the next new moon in Aquarius. Yeah? The keynote is the necessary realization by any individual making a violent use of collective power that it will lead to the inevitable destruction of some of the values ensuring group integration. It seems obvious that the interpretation of this symbol should refer to the disruptive consequences of war. The chief, who claimed power from his tribe in order to lead or save it, must reckon with the consequences of a too impulsive use of this power in terms of violence. The integration he seeks to maintain or enhance may be partially destroyed if in his ambition he yearns to be the victorious war leader glorified by his people. A rose window is not absolutely essential to a cathedral, yet it symbolizes that through which the light of the Spirit, these are quotation marks, these are not bunny rabbit ears, all right, this is a quotation, the light of the Spirit enters into the edifice. Mankind's soul is said to be threefold. Which part of our inner trinity of principles tends to be destroyed by the use of violence? Evidently, the principle of love and compassion. Now, this is the Sabian symbol setting the overtone for this new moon, this lunar cycle, sowing the seed in the sign of Capricorn. External authority, governments, authority figures, generals, warlords, yeah, government institutions. We have this huge Capricorn, stellium going on here with Mercury and Venus approaching Pluto, and the moon actually coming into a conjunction with Pluto in a couple of days. And then we have this, this energy. This energy is not only about this new moon, but what? And what I really wanted to bring forward today, the square to Jupiter in Aries. I spoke about last week, Jupiter entering Aries. Assert, charge, go, initiate. The square to the sun and the moon, the square can indicate too much expansion, too much assertion, turning into aggression. So this can actually be, too much, too fast. I mean, it even says, if in his ambition he yearns to be the victorious war leader glorified by his people. Jupiter in Aries. I am Marcus Aurelius or Caesar or Napoleon or, the winner. Patton or whoever. I mean, we got so many victorious war leaders. Let's hope it's not Putin or Zelensky. I mean, this does not bode well in my mind for what is going on the world stage right now over in the Ukraine. It's a sad situation. It's a bad situation. And while Jupiter is very interesting because it basically expands anything and everything. It's more. And it can be more good or more bad, or more right or more wrong. And within the next few months, it's coming up to conjunct with Chiron, the wounded healer. And I've spoken of this Chiron in Aries, healing the wound of the wounded masculine, which is a distorted, suppressed, perverted expression that is macho, that is patriarchal, that is conquering, that is competitive, that is dominating, that is taking and is aggressive, rather than protective, the guard at the gate, keeping things safe, and pioneering new ways, new ideas, new inventions to improve the situation on planet Earth and to protect Mother Nature and the innocent. Yeah? So what Chiron is a healing crisis. And when Jupiter comes around, it's a big healing crisis. So over these next 5 months, Jupiter whips through Aries by May. We're going to have, we can have, a type of a healing crisis before he goes into Taurus to join with the north node of the moon. And anyway, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I just want to say that the danger at this particular time is to jump along head first, too fast, impulsively, overstepping our boundaries, following this gut without the elder, without, it's the good thing is to have some of this Capricorn, which is patience, perseverance, objectivity, self-discipline, and self-control. It's a very interesting square between Capricorn and Aries, right? Aries just wants to charge, that Jupiter wants to charge, and all this Capricorn is saying, oh, no, you don't. This can also be governments, authority figures, bosses or employees, or just what? Society, inflation, unemployment. It's like putting the brakes on this open expansion. So rather than a natural, flowing, open expansion, there is this kind of stuttering, puttering. I want to charge, I want to go, but there's all kinds of blocks, stops, delays, limitations. So this Mars retrograde, and next week Mercury goes retrograde for 3 weeks. This is a time, and that's where I'm saying about, this mantra. This is a time where it would behoove us to really contemplate, to be thorough. This is the positive side of Capricorn, okay? The positive side, of this energy. Mercury coming up to Pluto, Venus, Mercury in Capricorn, even the moon coming around to conjoin with Saturn, yeah? And then go into Pisces. This is a time to The first quarter moon is to initiate. And I want to encourage you to initiate a new strategy, like new plans, new attitudes that are geared towards the long range. It's not impulsive, be here now, everything is cool, you know, I feel good, so I'm going to, you know, go for it. This is more a very good time period over the 12 holy nights and some, you know, some religious ways of looking at the 12 holy nights, right? You know, right up to January 6th. You know, there are these days where, yes, it is an inner time. It's an inner time to contemplate soberly, seriously, conscientiously, taking everyone in the family, every one of your relationships, all of our relations. Yeah, I would say the indigenous people. Let's take into consideration the bigger, broader, wider picture. So it's not where I want to be a couple months from now. It's where I want to be a couple years from now. And if you can muster it up, right, where you would like to see the planet, right, a couple generations from now. If we keep the long range in our mind, in our heart mind, when we make our plans, and they're not selfish. Interesting, if you look at the chart, look at that chart. All the planets are on one half of the, you know, of the zodiac, from Capricorn to Cancer. Everything is over there, right? And Mars, you know, is retrograde, and you know, it's, anyway. You know, this is a very interesting dynamic because Aries, Taurus, Gemini, where we have Jupiter, Chiron, North Node, Uranus, and Mars. This is in the self-instinctive preservation, build up, you know, gather together, be about me. Whereas Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Pluto, Saturn, Neptune in Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, the last three signs of the zodiac, the most cosmic, the most collective consciousness, in some ways the more, you know, the higher evolved energies of the last three signs. So that's why I say, yeah, you know, this is about looking before we leap. This is about holding our horses. This is about mastering our selfish, personal, instinctive desires for pleasure, prestige, you know, money, fame, glory, power, whatever. And really devoting Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Aquarius, the highest version of Capricorn, really devoting ourselves to the good of the whole, the good of the group, the good of the family, the good of our relations. So this is a beautiful time for receiving downloads. This is a beautiful week. This is a beautiful cycle of energy for inner retrograde Mars, inner action. Yeah, inner work. Mars is work. Mars is action. Retrograde is work on ourselves. Mars goes direct January 12th. This is not forever. Okay. Mercury goes direct January 18th. And after January 18th, all planets are direct for like 3 months. So our time will come. You know, it's gonna, like, the shit's gonna hit the fan. Yeah, I mean, talk about forward motion in February, March, and April. Oh my God. You may even take this little time period as like a rest, a retreat, you know, rejuvenate and renew yourself and prepare yourself for a wild ride in 2023. Yeah, so that's the kind of energy that I think is, you know, expressed in this new moon, which I am expressing with this mantra. Yeah. If I can hold my horses and look before I leap, I can enter the new year with not only good cheer, but a bulletproof plan to succeed. Capricorn's the manager. Capricorn is the planner. I always think of King Arthur, you know, as a great, you know, expression of Capricorn energy. The Knights of the Round Table, you know, and Camelot, right? And I mean, you know, just Avalon. I mean, it's just this very heart, you know, leadership with heart. You know, power, the expression of power with compassion. Not damaging the rose window through war. Yeah? So let's divert. Let's focus our attention on the positive healing actions and enterprises and plans that we can set into motion during 2023 that are not only self-serving, but are really about, like I said last week, creating community, networking, supporting the web of life, getting out of selfish ego into philanthropy as much as is possible. Because there's a lot of people in need, and there's going to be a lot more people in need, the way I see it. One more time. If I can hold my horses and look before I leap, I can enter the new year with not only good cheer, but a bulletproof plan to succeed. May you make your solid, powerful, intentional plans for 2023 coming up. Oh yeah, I was thinking of, you know, sharing intentions, New Year's resolutions. I'm doing a Zoom call with my family so we can share New Year's resolutions. That's always like super hard for me with the moon in Gemini to like do these commitments and resolutions, and I hate that kind of stuff. But you know, this is really, Capricorn is all about it, right? Capricorn is like, oh yeah, nothing's achieved without commitment. You know, make a commitment, you know, resolve. So yeah, I'm gonna contemplate and see if I can come up with one or two New Year's resolutions. If you have some New Year's resolutions, share them in the comments below. That'll be great. We could do a New Year's resolution sharing, you know, this week, because really, like the next Pele report, you know, is going to be like right in time for that. Yeah, super cool. Anyway, namaste, aloha. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. Get ready for the new year, baby. Ow! check it out. Hasta luego. Oh yeah, you know, somebody said that, you know, I don't live in Hawaii anymore. I started the Pele Report in Hawaii, so it was namaste, aloha, so much love. But now it's been suggested namaste, pura vida, so much love. Pure life, pura vida, instead of aloha. What do you think? What do you think? I should take a poll. I don't know if YouTube does polls. Pura vida or aloha? Namaste, pura vida, so much love.